Say, for example, at an annual growth rate of 7%, a $500,000 property will be $983,000 in 10 years. That's significant capital growth, even if I sit on only one property. However, as the property grows in equity, I use that equity to fund more and more assets, and I sort of buy an asset every 2 to 2.5 years.
Yes.
And buy 3 or 4 assets. Wow, that growth is significant.
My goodness.
Like, definitely good enough to pay off your principal place of residence.
Yes.
And have good cash flow. Or properties providing you good cash flow with rents. And if you have a property in self-managed super funds in that too, that funds your retirement through the pension. So that is crazy growth at a very conservative rate of 7%.
I've been able to save an X amount of dollars a month. The way the property's grown, it's grown significantly more than what I could save. And then we would have a conversation with yourself and say, Sandeep, this is what the property has done. I think I'm ready to purchase my next property. And is that something you can help me with?
Yeah, and that's a very valid point, George, because the growth in the assets fairly outweighs the rate at which one can save. And that's where I think adding more and more assets and using debt to fund that growth responsibly,
yes,
is key. So one cannot think, I bought my first home, I'll try to pay it down as much as possible, 60-70%, before I buy my next investment. And then that next investment may be 8 or 9 or 10 years away. By the time you would have had significant growth in the asset if you would have funded it earlier. And funding it through equity.
Yes.
In the property which has grown. So if you say 8 to 10% growth a year, within 2.5 years, first property would yield some 10-20% capital increase, where you can extract the equity while you save some money as well. And then you can jump into the second asset.
That's right.
And a typical client who we closely work together with probably have a portfolio, at least a portfolio of 3 or 4 properties, plus a property or 2 in self-managed super funds. That's a very good asset base.
Yes.
To build capital over year, capital growth over the year, and fund your retirement.
Yes.
And sort of have that principal place of residence paid off, rather than having a 30-year loan term. Be in a position in 10 to 15 years,
yes,
where you can sell off a couple of assets and sort of pay down your principal place of residence, rather than pinching your pocket to pay down the debt faster. But if we are able to sort of capitalize on the equity that we grow and try to target an asset every 2 to 3 years,
yes,
and accumulate probably 3 to 4 assets and a property in a self-managed super fund.
That's a solid bet.
Over 10 years, which is your accumulation phase.